Alright, what's up YouTube? I've tried these brand new Jordan Why Not Zer0.1s on court for 2 days, and I thought I'd get my review out there, and hopefully I'll be able to help some people out. So here we go. So let's get right into it with the traction. I've said in my first impressions video that I think the traction pattern would work pretty good, but I wasn't sure about the clear outsole. So after 2 days, for a total of 6 hours of hooping, I felt that the traction held up pretty well for the most part. On my first wear, on the first day, I didn't get like that squeaking in the forefoot that I like to look for in a shoe, but in the heel, there was a good squeaking sound, so maybe it would have been better to have the heel pattern throughout the outsole. The heel pattern is kind of a little bit different from the forefoot because if you look on the front here, you can see like it's divided into little, nubs here, but in the back, it's for the most part, it's just long blades, so it, it all moves in the same direction. But also, as kind of see, you can kind of see that it does collect a good amount of dust, so a wipe is necessary every once in a while. But in my opinion, I think the pattern would work even better with the solid sole. That's not to take away anything from this clear sole. It still had great traction, but not quite on par with the Curry 2's, just maybe a slightly below it. Now let's move up to the cushion. It is, as you can see, full-length zoom. This red part is just all zoom. And it is, or so I've heard, it was bottom loaded. So when I was trying them in store, I really couldn't feel a lot of cushion. And just to be clear, I tend not to feel a lot of cushion in my shoes, whether it be Zoom or Lunar Lawn or Charged or even Boost. So during the first day, I really didn't feel a lot of cushion, but on the second day, I kind of felt a little bit of bounce beneath my feet. So considering the fact that I don't feel a lot of cushion usually, I think the fact that I did feel a little cushion really says a lot about the shoe itself. But because the Zoom unit isn't very thick, I wouldn't say that it's a super, cushioned shoe, but I think it has just enough to give you a little bounce without sacrificing too much court feel. So let's talk about the materials now. Uh, the under part right here is all a one-piece booty made of mesh material, so it is soft and has some sort of flexibility to it. Now, covering the mesh, there is a shroud, I think made of synthetic leather-like material, which I think is good for the support of the shoe because it doesn't really stretch out that much, but it does make it kind of hard to get your foot in. So on the heel, there is this huge heel counter-like place, but it's not hard, so I don't think it's like your traditional TPU, but I think maybe like a dense rubber material because at the top kind of has some flexibility and it is soft, but as you move down, it becomes stiffer and kind of acts as that heel counter. And the ankle collar, I think the collar strap itself is made of some kind of some fabric cloth material, but it doesn't stretch out, and the Velcro stays on very nicely. And the ankle is all on the inside is mostly just fabric material and is very soft to your ankle. So now let's talk about the support of the shoe. Now in the ankle area there is plenty of cushion starting from the front by the tongue, the sides by the ankle, the collar, and the back by the inner lining. So what all that cushion does is really, when you strap in, it really locks your foot into the shoe. And just to compare, I've injured my ankle a few times in the past, so I got a pair of Zoom Soldier 9s, which I enjoyed a lot because of its support. And I think these have similar, if maybe not a little better, amount of support. Just strictly speaking, in the ankle, about the ankle area. And as I've said, the Velcro stayed on very nicely, so it really added to that lockdown feel. The heel counter also, I know, adds to that support, although it's not traditional like your heel counter. It does its job well and keeps you stable, while also the shroud on top keeps you locked in the shoe because, as I've said, it does not stretch out that much. And if you look at the shoe from the top view, you can see that the outrigger is very exaggerated outward and gives you like very good stable base when you're making lateral movements. And just to add, on the inside of this shroud, I don't know if you guys can see very good, but there are laces, but I don't really think they serve much purpose because really didn't have to tighten my laces at all. So the fit and sizing is gonna be an issue to some people out there. Because of the non-stretching shroud, the fit is really tight around the ball of your feet. So for me, at first, when I had these on, it was really tight and it hurt my feet until maybe after like 20 minutes was about when my feet got adjusted. So there is a bit of an adjustment period. And for the size, I normally wear a 10 in most of my shoes, except one. That one being the KD8s, which I went with a 10.5. These, when I tried the 10 in the store, it felt really tight even though I had thin socks on, and the foot length maybe I had a little less than half an inch of foot length left. So I tried the 10.5, and even though it was tight, it wasn't to the point of uncomfortability. So I picked these up in a size 10.5. I don't have wide feet, maybe just average width. But if you have wide feet, I probably wouldn't recommend these for you because uh, first, it's a pain to get your foot in the shoe, and then when you do get it in the shoe, it's gonna be, I think, more painful. So unless you want to go like a full size or more up, these probably wouldn't be the best shoes for wide footers. Now for narrow footers, you could probably pull off your normal size, while those with average feet, I would recommend going half a size bigger. Now that is my suggestion, but I would definitely recommend trying these in store if you can, because everybody's foot shape is different. And the employee even said at the store where I got it, he said usually people go half a size up on this because when I asked for a 10, he brought a 10 and a 10.5. So definitely, as with all shoes, definitely try these in the store if you can. But if you can't, I would recommend going half a size up. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the price, which was really attractive for me because the retail price in Korea is something around $150. I know it's 125 in the States, but either way, most signature shoes right now, not named Kyrie or PG, are sometimes priced over $200, by Korean standards. And even the Curry 4s, which I bought a few months ago, are retailed at 190 in Korea, which is crazy compared to it being 130 in the States. But that's a rant for another day. Not to mention, how expensive Yeezy Boost sneakers are. So overall, I think this is going to be one of my go-to shoes for the near future, along with the Curry 2s and the Clutch Fit drives. So what I look for in a shoe is good traction, and while I wouldn't say these are, great, but they are pretty damn close to it. And it provides good cushion and amazing support, but the fit may take some time getting used to. They do feel a little bit heavy in hand, but on feet they really didn't feel heavy at all. And plus, I think this colorway is just super dope, and I think it looks better than just the top being a solid color. And if anybody asked me, I would definitely recommend these, even though I haven't tried many recent models like the Kyrie 4s I would like to try, for example. But as I've said, um, definitely try them in store to find your size. So that is my final review on Russell Westbrook's new performance signature shoe, the Jordan Why Not 0.1s. Thanks for watching, guys.